Hello everyone, Modded here. I'm going to be going over PBR maps and explaining what they mean and what they do. So basically PBR stands for physically based rendering. It basically is a very broad term. It describes how light interacts with objects. Excuse the bugs, it's not done yet, my hand. Here, let's just do that. Excuse the bugs and stuff, it's still a work in progress. We're still ironing things out. So basically, as we can see here, we can see the light interacting with the metals. As you can see here, it's a very rough reflection, and if we go over here, you can see it's a very sharp reflection. That is because this iron is rough, and then this gold is smooth. You can see that difference clearly in the reflections. If you come back a bit, you can clearly see here that quartz is very, very smooth. So its reflection is very, very smooth. So we can see here reflections of everything. We can see here the difference between roughness, and we can see here the metallic masks of the frame on here looking differently than the rest of the texture. We can see the reflections in wood if we hop to night times there. We can see here the nice little subtle reflections in wood and its nails, which are very reflective. We can see here the very matte, coarse look of bark. We can see here the metallic frames on glass, or the very, very, very smooth reflections from lapis, which actually is matte. I need to change that. We can see here the glossy finish on the glass that is obsidian. And now we can see here the same thing between the difference between metals and roughness on here. So we can see here a very rough reflection. So it's a very blurred reflection compared to a very smooth reflection from something that's very smooth. So basically, in this tutorial, I'm going to be going over now how to make these. So let's just disconnect from the game real quick and hop into it. So basically, this is what a finalized roughness map will look like. It's going to be red. If it has a metal, it'll have some green hints to it, and if it's emissive, it will have some blue hints to it. So basically, what this means is if the red channel right here is your roughness, so this will determine how much light is going to be bounced. This is metal. This will define where on a texture what parts are metal and what parts are not metal. Black being not metal and white being metal. You should never have an in-between. Nothing is halfway metal. And back to red. Basically, white means very reflective, and black means very matte. And blue is emissive. White will mean shiny. Black will mean not shiny. And, well, I mean emitting light, so like glowing almost. So, and then in between there, it will determine how strong that glow is. So that is the basics of that. And what I use to make roughness maps is bitmap to material, as we can see here. You can look up a tutorial on how to use it and where to get it and everything else. I'm sure there's one out there. It's a fairly simple software to use. So basically in here I have the stone slab kind of set up here. Basically how you set this up is you change your output size to the resolution of your texture. So in my case, that is 128 because I'm dealing with a 128 version of Chroma Hills. We can choose a block. For example, I don't know. It's a good example. We could do, let's do, I don't know. What haven't I done? I've done a lot of these. Done all those. Let's do prismarine. Prismarine bricks. Here we are. So we have the prismarine bricks in right now, and if we change the roughness slider, we can clearly see now it's shiny, and now it's rough. Keep in mind, there is nothing in existence that has a roughness value of 1. Nothing. At most, you'll get like there, a 0.999. You will never ever have a roughness value of 1. Everything reflects some light. So for prismarine, I was thinking it would be kind of like glossy almost, so kind of like reflective-y. So I was thinking like around maybe a 0.45, and I think that looks really, really nice. So we can hop over into the roughness map here, and then we can save this. So if we save this, we can just save it as actually don't know how to spell this. Prismarine underscore bricks underscore R, and then we can save that. If we hop into Photoshop, we can file, open, and we can open the Prismarine bricks. Now note, we had to invert things in the way we deal with stuff so that black was very, very rough, because then everything in Minecraft would be extraordinarily shiny if you did not have a texture pack. So we're going to have to immediately invert this texture so it looks like this, and then afterwards convert the image to an RGB image. Then what we can do now is we can deal with our masks and maps. In my case, we don't have any more. That's it. It's just red. So the red channel is roughness, the green channel is metallic, like I said, and the blue channel is emissive. So keep all of those in mind. You can use those to your advantage whenever you're making your texture packs. Now, looking at this image here, we can see the Prismarine, and now we can save it. So just save it as a specular map, so Prismarine bricks underscore S, just like how it used to be. Just it's a new format for textures. So now that's it. We're done with this specific texture. That's all you need to do. It's not that difficult. It's not that big of a difference. Just using a different software and different color scales. So you can make them by hand if you really want. You can make them with this software. You could use a specular map software. I would advise against it. You can't just tint a image green anymore. That won't work. You actually need to go in and make masks and everything else. So keep that all in mind. Yeah. I think that's it. That's all I wanted to cover in this tutorial. Thank you all for watching. I hope you learned something. If you need me to go into a more in-depth tutorial on how to do it, I would be more than welcome to. If you are an established texture pack creator looking for a way to test your PBR, message me on Facebook and give me proof that you actually are a major texture pack creator, and I will see about getting you a dev version so you can actually test your test your maps. So thank you all for watching, and I will see all of you in the next tutorial, video, cinematic. Who knows what's going to be next, really. Thank you. Goodbye.